have a hard time digesting. Niggas been outside. You been outside. All these niggas been outside. Why is niggas still talking about old shit?
We should talk about it. Is this thing on?
Drop top ends with all my pendants. Middle finger up, never pointing with my index.
Listen, this is a guy I've known since I
was a youngin'.
He was just outside.
Right now.
Ferg hadn't even started all the way rhyming. Y'all was putting the whole shout to Yams and
For sure, man.
you know,
sure.
everybody, man. Y'all was all over the city.
Yes, sir.
The ASAP mob was just, man, taking the city over. And in a fashion sense, streetwear, being fly, bringing together your own sound, you know, all of that. And now all the way to this,
Man,
you know,
talk about
face
it.
of Chanel. As a black man, has that ever even happened before?
Nah, man. Nah, they had a lot of collaborators in the past, but nobody was the face like your boy, man. It's
Ray-Ban.
Ray-Ban creative director, man. Yeah.
You know, new album, Don't Be Dumb.
New album, Don't Be Dumb, the illest one out, man.
Where do you rank this in your discography?
It's just number one.
You hear it, right?
For me, I'm just sonically satisfied when I listen to it, you know? Overall, I'm sonically satisfied, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of ground to cover today because it's been, 8 years since
It's been
the
too
last
long since we spoke.
Yeah.
Come on, let's talk about it. We've been meaning to chop it up. You know, Ebro, you family, so let's do it, man.
Yeah, listen. Yo, Rocky, also one of them artists, if he changed his number, I'm DMing. Where you at with the music, my guy? What we doing?
You was on my head about that shit.
So what was obviously parenting and life and these things, but was there anything musically that, because I think in New York City you invited a bunch of DJs some months ago to hear the album.
2 years ago now, 2024.
And then that didn't happen. So we'll get to the family part because that's definitely something, but what else was going on, and was it something in the music that you were searching for?
Well, to skip around, I would say basically like around that time, I was really just waiting for the art to catch up, right? We was kind of doing like a case study, like seeing like, okay, seeing the playing field and testing the waters and whatnot. And I think it allowed me to go back and make revisions, based off that. Not only that, man, we was waiting on Tim, man. Tim Burton. Tim Burton was taking long, man.
So you just dropped a video with Tim Burton in it.
Yeah, today. It's called Black DeMarco, Whiskey/Black DeMarco. Yeah, man.
And please tell us how that relationship came to be. He did the album art.
Yeah.
He's in this music video. How did that relationship manifest?
So like in 2022 or 2023, I was working on the album, and I would just put A Nightmare Before Christmas on the screen, muted. Then we would make music around that. Then I would put like a lot of German expressionism kind of films on, Metropolis and Nosferatu and films like that. And I was just obsessed with how they took minimalism and turned it into a whole new subculture and genre. That's just like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Taking the bare minimum. And it's all because of subsequently what happened in World War II and World War I and II. It was just like they were ostracized in, the Germans, and they had to use what they had. So there was no big budgets for films. So, they started making pointy things, shadows and silent films. And it all made sense. But Tim Burton is like one of the few directors or creators who, his aesthetic is full German expressionism. I felt like when you think about like urban culture, we don't really have a urban sci-fi. You know what I'm saying? We got like 2 urban horrors or thrillers, and that's like Candyman and and Jordan Peele. You know what I'm saying? Get Out.
Right.
Other than that, we don't really have any like urban sci-fis and stuff like that. So I wanted to basically make my rendition or my version of what that is. So I took like ghetto futurism and German expressionism and made ghetto expressionism. And that's why I had to reach out to the German expressionism king. I reached out to Tim Burton, and I was like, yo, can I come through, play you some vibes? I met him out in Malibu at a spot, and we just vibed out. He had a shitty speaker. I was like, there's no way you like this shit. Like, I was getting frustrated. I was like, I'd rather play this shit out the laptop speaker.
Yeah.
And he was rocking with it. But what sparked my interest was that there was like this sketch on the table. And I was like, yo, you made this today? He was like, oh, well, every day what I do is I wake up in the morning and I draw half of a sketch or a caricature. And then my daughter comes along before she, heads out to school, and she finishes it. And so we kind of collaborate on that as, father and daughter every day. And I thought that was so special. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, yo, I'll be honored if y'all do the cover. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that's him and his daughter.
Now, it's just him, but I asked him
okay.
initially for both of them. You know what I mean?
No, that's fire.
Yeah, man.
And so you just emailed him, like texted, met him, like how?
Yeah. So we reached out to, his peoples and my peoples.
So like
reached
through
out.
management or whatever.
Yeah. And we did a call. We met in person a few times, and that was all she
And he
wrote.
knew who you were off top?
Nah. I think he knew of me, but he didn't know like I was an ill nigga or nothing like that. Like,
Or
he
like
just,
you had, like you understood what he was doing.
for sure. Like I think he had no expectations or preconceived notions, and that's what helped us get along so much.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
I want to spend some time on that with you too, because when you go back to when we first met you in the ASAP Mob, being in New York, being in the fashion hip hop scene of New York, you've always had that as your center. Art, student, hip hop, fashion, New York City is the backdrop, and then you pulling sounds from around the world, or Houston school music, and pulling all of these things together to make your sound. I don't know if people remember you was doing all of that in the albums leading up to this, because now you see people listening to this album like this is the first time you ventured off into this artistic level of expression. Is that surprising to you in some way that people are acting brand new? Like,
yeah, I can't front. I'm gonna come clean, Ebro. Yeah, it's a little surprising because it's just like, well, either that or that just mean they don't know my discography, which is fine too. And so I'm always open to, making new engagements, meeting a new crowd. There's nothing wrong with that, But for the most part, I think a lot of even from the youth, like the way that I know the youth and the way that the youth knows me is really through like my celebrity more than, music. Cause I didn't put out an album in almost a decade, right? And it feels like, they're heavily on like TikTok and short form content. I'm still out here making like masterpieces out of music videos. That's a dead sport.
Right.
Like nobody really cares about that shit no more. But I do. I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a film fanatic. So, I think the new engagement with everything is just, that shit got me pumped. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm all right with that. I get it. And I don't expect everybody to know everything about me too at the same time. You know what I mean? Especially now, I think my character, who I am as an individual, has way more mystique than it did before. And that's due to me being, having a private lifestyle with a family and all that other shit. So it's not like I'm in their face every day like, I used to be prior. And I wasn't outside for a little while, but we back outside now, you know what I mean? So I get it. It comes with it.
Did something happen where, obviously children happen and, family happen, but was there something
Absolutely.
other that you was like, you know what?
Absolutely.
I'm chilling.
Let me break down the timeline for you, right? Like, so my last album was in 2018. That was called Testing. And if you look at each caricature that Tim Burton portrayed of me, it shows each of my alter egos of when I'm performing or, in music. So we got the Crash Test Dummy. That was 2019. And 2018 going into 2019. Then I got locked up in Sweden, right? And that was my Babushka Boy era, right? And right after 2019, you remember what happened after that? It was quarantine. It was COVID. Right. So now we got, 2020 to, say about 2022, when people finally started really going back to, normality, coming outside and shit like that. Vaccines and not wearing masks and whatnot. And by the time 2022 happened, I was a father, I was a parent. So that was new for me. That was the new world. So now from 2018 to 2022, you know what I mean? We got, what's that, 5 years? Yeah. You know what I mean? In between that, four or 5 years, right? And then 2023, I catch a crazy case. This case, really slows down. It prohibits me from flying around the country, flying out the country, in the country, going places. And like, as you know, man, I'm inspired by worldly things. Like, I'm inspired by different cultures, architectures, just, being on the other side of the planet sometimes is like a breath of fresh air. Being in unknown territory and whatnot, that's where I'm most comfortable and most creative. So that really took a play in it. Then, I had another child. And around that time is when I was wearing all the pearls in my hair. That's Rocky Ruger hands, which is, inspired by Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Again, German expressionism.
Got it, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's that caricature. And, and then we got the T-shirt head, like the Moors and stuff like that, the shirt heads. And that's another caricature that, Tim Burton, put up there. Then we got Grimm. And Grimm is, the pink hair curlers and that aesthetic and that kind of music and whatnot. That's in 2024 or maybe even before it. But, people didn't start seeing me in that kind of facade or that kind of alter ego until 2024, I would say, right? And then last but not least is Mr. Mears, and that's who I am today. That's the dad, the proud dad, the family man, the entrepreneur, the, face of Chanel, the, creative director of Ray-Ban, that kind of stuff. And so all of these things are not excuses as to why shit was postponed or pushed back or anything like that. It's just really about timing, right? It's all about timing. I think that when we look at and reflect on how, if you look at the analytical charts and sound scans, it was trying to say like hip hop is down, by this, by that, and whatnot. And it's not even a significant artist that was charting in the 200 and 100, you know what I mean? But you can't deny that we're still culturally number one.
Yeah,
no matter what.
That was that.
No,
that's rage bait.
Right or wrong. I mean,
But we move,
But.
And that was by the way, when that story came out, sidebar, we'll get back to what you were saying, that was a week in time. That was literally 1 week. The next week, but for you, what you do, I've never seen you as a chart chaser anyway.
For sure. And I was just saying that I think right now is a perfect time because it's just like a lot of the greats, a lot of the eclectic tastemakers are starting to release again. Like, I'm looking forward to J. Cole. I'm looking forward to Baby Keem. I'm looking forward, like, Geese just dropped last year. Like, we got so much dope shit that's just starting to happen right now. Don Toliver about to drop some crazy shit. Like, Tyler, the Creator's stupid ass about to drop some crazy shit. Like, right, again. Like, he ain't just go crazy three times on it. It's like, it's beautiful. I heard Frank about to drop some shit. I hope that's true. Like, we waiting on him. Like, it's just, I think it's a beautiful time. And I'm not mentioning so many other eclectic tastemaker motherfuckers that made me fall in love with music sonically. Like, not to marginalize it or generalize it or, put it in the genre. But for me, sometimes music is music. It's all about the emotion that it evokes. If you want to feel better, you throw on a certain artist, a certain song.
Yeah.
You want to, you going through a breakup and you want to cope with that, you throw on a certain song. It don't matter if it's from the 50s, 60s, 90s, now,
whatever.
Contemporary.
But also that's why hip hop has been such an amazing gift in so many ways to popular music as well as, black and brown voices from the streets, right? Because you were able to pull from so many different influences into one, kind of culture genre that also embraces art and fashion and all of these things. I think when people always try to limit hip hop to certain types of expression, you know what I'm saying? But it's, if you think about it and you've really done the math on it, whether it's been rock music, house music, electronic music,
rock and roll,
all of that shit,
culture.
Jazz, we pull from all of that shit. You know what I mean?
Hip hop is a derivative of all genres.
That's right.
You got to realize they was taking disco beats, mixing them with Fela Kuti, mixing them with James Brown, and that's how you get a break beat mixed with it.
Yeah.
That's what hip hop is.
I've been knowing you a long time. You've been outside a long time. Now you are a family man. So
yes,
I'm going to not bring up too much of your outsideness, even though I'm sure the wife is very aware.
We all got colored past, man.
Yeah, but we don't have to get into particulars.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But on that note, it strikes me, especially with a record like Stole Your Flow or the subs that, Drake or this one puts out there or that one puts out there, that all these people that have been outside, having money, having a good time, are still bringing up things from the past.
For sure.
And I want to know that I'm kind of asking this as I want to know the inside.
Please do.
Is there really an issue, or is this wrestling where y'all are trolling us and rage baiting people to comment on the internet to promote? Like, is it a real thing, or is it just promo?
I think hip hop tactics and beefs is like WWF. It's like wrestling all the way, right? But this thing between us, it's not real smoke, but I just don't fuck with him. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? We was once friends. I feel like it's over females. I feel like he wasn't happy, and he expressed that.
Yeah.
And I think at some certain point when everybody getting older, and it's just like you're supposed to be moving on, for you to still be picking at a female and all that, that's soft to me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't put out an album. I didn't put out music for me to really say something back, And I finally did say something back to a few people. Not just, it ain't just about one person. I'm talking to whoever feel like I'm talking to him, And I do think that shit is petty, and it's like I said, it's enough money, it's enough women, it's enough fame, spotlights to go around. You know what I mean? We not really tripping off nothing, but is it real smoke? It could never be.
Right.
That ain't smoke.
So I feel like people missed the subs. And by the way, I don't know who you was talking to, but you was talking to somebody, as well as maybe yourself, woven into the Punk Rocky record. Am I overthinking it? Because it's definitely somebody you talking about people's egos.
Yeah.
Definitely talking about people wanting to fall in love.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talking in the first person, the third person, as an observer, all the above.
All the above. I would say that's more like a motif of just different instances. If you think about how, like, a teenage love, and you think about, like, I wanna, what's the LL Cool J one?
I Need Love.
I Need Love, excuse me. Teenage Love.
Teenage Love, Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Yeah.
But LL Cool J, I Need Love. And you think about just, breakup songs, heartbreak songs. It's just like, it's not necessarily about me, but it's almost like storytelling in the sense of, like, we all been there before,
Yeah,
right? So it's just like, you thought you fell in love. You thought he felt it too. I told her, don't be dumb. You just another fool. That's like, I could be talking to my sister. I could be talking to a friend. I could be talking to myself, whatever the case is. It's just like, shit happens, and I thought it was just a cool way to kind of like, take a lot of different instances and make something that feel like it, is relatable to people, It's just one of those kind of like teenage heartbreak kind of like, Punk Rocky. That's the vibe,
I love that record, man. It's a really good record. There's been several rappers who have delved into making, let's call it, alternative, emo, punk, hybrids. The failure usually, or the I guess the miss for some artists is they don't land the musicality. Maybe they land the lyrics, maybe they land the aesthetic. The visually it looks great, right? But it ain't necessarily landing. And I feel like what you did, not only on the Punk Rocky record, as someone who was a fan of that kind of music, but also just the entire album and the incorporation of different sounds, was you landed the musicality portion.
Absolutely.
You never have a problem landing the aesthetic and the packaging part, right?
For sure.
But talk a little bit about the work that went into making sure the music was right, and how you knew it was right, and who you worked with to make this sound the way it sounds.
I worked with so many people from different walks of life, man. Like, I think I'm one of the best collaborators, whether it be fashion, music, or just different endeavors. For me, I wanted to make some shit that felt like my grandmother could fuck with this. My little cousin could, fuck with this. My nieces and nephews, my friends, my peers. I wanted to make something that felt good. We get caught up on numbers a lot of times and stuff like that. And I think the risk of just doing it and not knowing if it'll work or not, and just being comfortable and knowing that it works for you, that you like it, I think that's really what was on the forefront of just like making this music and making this album feel cohesive. If you listen to it from start to finish and even look at the titles, it's basically penal codes. First one, order protection. Second song, helicopters. We know what that means. Ghetto bird, right? Third song is the interrogation skit. Fourth song, stole your flow. Like, stop snitching. Shut the fuck up. You know, release me. Like, it all makes sense to an extent of like all of my adversity and all my situations that I, you know, recently been going through and stuff like that. So I needed to wait until after January, February 2025 to implement some of these, like, you know, instances into it, if you catch my drift. So it could be more, you know, real to me and my situations and stuff. You know, I talk on being a dad. I talk on being, you know, accused of heinous crimes and, you know, going through trials and tribulations. I talk about the leaks. I talk about all of these things that subsequently led to it coming out now, and I think all these things happen for a reason, because I don't think it would have been a better time to, you know, put it out. You know what I mean?
The timing was perfect.
Yeah, man.
And people are really excited.
I love that.
Are you feeling that?
I feel it. I feel the love, bro. Like, it was a lot of naysayers, and I do believe that a lot of people was frustrated because it was like, bro, you promised us this shit, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago. What the fuck? You promised us this in the NFL, Amazon. You promised us it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and pardon my language. We
no, you
curse
clean.
Yeah,
we clean.
pardon self. But, you know, I get their frustrations, and it's hard. It was really difficult to be an A$AP Rocky fan during that time period and defend A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
I get it, yo. You know what I'm saying? And to the people and the fans, listeners, supporters, viewers who didn't go rogue, for people who get it, for people who don't get it, I thank you so much for listening. I don't want any gray area motherfuckers. I don't want any, you know, uncertainty. I need you to hate this. I need you to love this with a passion.
Yeah.
I just want to evoke emotion. I want you to feel a strong way about this. No middle ground. Like, I need you to feel strongly about it. So that's exactly what I'm receiving, and I'm seeing both sides, and I love it, because that was all intentional and deliberate. And I'm seeing more love than anything, and I'm just like, I'm basking in it, yo. I'm so blessed to be here after 15 years, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and not only that, blessed to be here, blessed with a beautiful family.
For sure.
On the other side of some shit that could have been crazy 2 times. Yo, when you was locked up
in Sweden,
yo, that was an international incident.
Oh, that was fucking crazy.
No. Crazy, where people was like, wait. No, we want him to get help, but we don't like who has to help him. Nah, help him, but not you. We don't like you, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? It was like that.
Yo, I know, bro. It was a double-edged sword, because, like, anytime, so I couldn't understand nothing that was on. All right, let me break it down. The cell is about the size of this, like, area here, a little bit smaller, right? No bathroom, just a sink and a mirror and a bed with a desk, a little cot, right? When you need to go to the bathroom, you got to ask permission. You ring your bell. Sometimes they'll leave you in the bathroom for like an hour, you know, in the dark, because the light turns off after like 5 minutes, right? So if you took a shower, they don't have no towels. You got to make your own makeshift towel. Like, it wasn't, don't get me wrong, it wasn't Rikers, but it was inconvenient.
It wasn't sweet.
It wasn't sweet, you know what I mean? And I didn't know what you got to stay in your cell for 23 or 24 hours. You're allowed to go upstairs for 30 minutes to the roof and get some air. And it's like no basketball court. It's just dudes, just everybody either working out or in circles, smoking cigarettes or talking, right? And those brothers would be the ones that tell me what the hell they were saying on TV every day, because I didn't know. I didn't understand their jiu-jitsu system. Like, why am I still here? I didn't even do nothing. I was looking around at architecture, and I just wake up one day, 4 a.m, because I'm sleeping. I hear, and we're going to get A$AP Rocky, and we're going to... I woke up like, what? Yo... Then I start seeing tweets and this on there, Algeria, whatever, all these different Swedish broadcast news channels.
Al Jazeera, they got
Al
that.
Jazeera, yeah, I said Algeria, pardon me, Al Jazeera. Like, I made it to that. That's like the historical, national history. Like, I was honored, and then I was so low, but when I saw my peers, different rappers, different singers, different entertainers, different people, just black, white, Latin, everybody, Indian, Asian, like, all agreeing like, yo, that ain't right. Free that man, free him. Honestly, Ebro, that shit uplifted my spirit so crazy that even when I got out, I was still on a high from that. Like, damn, that's love. Like, imagine being this far, you ain't been able to talk to nobody you know for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
You got a solitary confinement. You don't know what the hell is going on. This ain't your country. And then out of nowhere, you like, yo, they rooting for me, man. I ain't the only one who feel like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And when Trump said what he said, he made it worse. Cause they was like, oh, word, we keeping them longer.
They was like, yo, you think you got pulled over here?
Yeah.
Nah. You was like, yo, my man.
Yo, like, chill. I had to tell Ye, like, yo, bro, do not come. Oh, this man, like, I'm getting Kim. We getting in the jet. We coming with Trump. No. Because Trump made that statement, and they finally, because he had to send a negotiator over there.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
national negotiator, because they technically kidnapped me, technically.
Yeah.
And that was all due to the fact that they found out if they let me go, because they stopped me on tour. I was only 2 days into tour, that they would have had to reimburse me for the rest of the whole tour. So they didn't want to pay X amount of millions. So I still ended up being guilty, even though they let me go. That was the catch. But while they was trying to figure shit out, they had me sitting. And I was a sitting duck. And when Trump, they was about to let me go, all this other stuff, the guys is telling me, yo, they saying they gonna let you go. They gonna let you go. Trump said something. They like, yo, they saying they gonna give you 8 months, kid.
You was like, nah. Nah.
Yo,
That's wild.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's wild.
You know what I mean? But
Wild.
God's willing, God's grace, with the grace of God, I got out. I ain't really let that make me jaded. And, a month later, I did a charity concert for all the refugees and, the African, community that's out there that's on the outskirts.
Well, speaking of giving back too, that's why I got this vinyl sitting here.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Built and this whole vinyl and what you was able to do because of Built.
So, about my background, man. So I grew up in the homeless shelters, right? And, I really always noticed how it was just like a little embarrassing when people do things for like, homeless people. It's always broadcasted and stuff. And so I wanted to pay the rent for all the people in the homeless shelter, but they on a government assistance. They don't have rent to pay. So what I ended up doing was getting with Built. It's a program that allows you to pay for like your rent. Honestly, you could pay for it at restaurants. You could pay for it shopping. But Built essentially is known for like paying like your mortgage or your rent through it. It's almost like that middleman, like to pay your stuff or whatever the case is. And I got with them. We made a special New York edition style vinyl artwork and everything. And I was able, by selling all of these vinyls with them, I was able to, pay the rent for everybody in my grandmother's building in Harlem on 140th and Lenox. And that just made me proud, man, to be able to do something. Like, because, usually when dudes go back to the hood, they kind of flexing on everybody and all that. Like, I be real modest. Like, I don't really, like, floss like that. Like, most of the time, I take the train over there. I really do. And, I tend to like to walk around by myself because I still believe in community, and a lot of I just was there yesterday, and we had a charity event, giving away to the youth. We gave away a bunch of sneakers and stuff like that, and Pumas. Shout outs to Puma, and it was crazy to see some of the locals that were like there. They was like, yo, we just left church and we heard about it. Dudes my age dressed like me, jazz musicians and Armani and this and that. And I'm just like, yo, we really are the flyest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was crazy. Like, I saw a whole family and it was just like, they was just normal, but they looked like, it was like black excellence. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was.
Well, because a lot of people don't know Harlem like that.
Yeah.
And you hear about Harlem, but look, even right now, you got your album, you got Tiana Taylor going crazy right now.
Yo, shout outs to her, bro.
Harlem is like loud right now.
Yo, she just won a Golden Globe, bro.
No, that's crazy. Bro.
Yo, she giving me so much encouragement by just doing that. Like,
well, because your acting resume ain't shabby, bro. Like, you getting your thing up.
Thank you.
You going up, man.
Thank you.
You had the Denzel situation, but isn't there another thing?
Yeah, it's called If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Directed by Mary Bronson, and it's starring Rose Byrne, like, and Conan.
Yeah.
Rose Byrne, she killed it. She won a Golden Globe the other night too for that movie.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, do I get one for being in the in the film with you? Let me hold on to one of those, like, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I would love to, like, you know, keep doing things and hopefully be the recipient or something like that. Cause just watching Donald Glover, watching Tiana, I know I could do it, yo.
Right.
That's
So do
fire.
you have an agent for that? Like you got to go on auditions, or do they just
Both. So they come to you with recommended scripts and stuff like that. And I would prefer to earn it. Like, I don't want nothing given to me for my celebrity. You know, I'm a Renaissance man, so I do the tapings, do the casting, do the auditions, and sometimes they love you, and sometimes, you know, you don't get called back. But I only movie I never got called back for was Star Wars.
Oh, you went for that?
Yeah, they gave it to Donald Glover.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
you got
this
you. You
is
got
2013. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah,
you got one.
he
You
fit
got
the
one.
part. He fit the part. Shout outs to Childish Gambino, man.
What's a classic? Let's go back to pick a classic record that showcases how you've been on the wave that you're on this album sonically. Take us back to a record that you're like, yo, y'all missed this because I've been on this.
Sundress. Sundress is like 2018. That was like right after Testing. And prior to that, songs like with Clams Casino, LVL, and, you know, even Demons, I Smoked Away My Brain. It's just like, this is original A$AP Rocky, you know, and I think this is just another like revision, or this is just another, you know, rendition of my discography and just my musical capabilities. You know, I like to just like mix, layer, you know, I'm just a hybrid for just things that seemingly don't go together but make perfect match when you put them in the context of like song making and shit, you know.
Going back to Testing, that was a record, that was the album you and Skepta had to collab.
Yes.
What year was that?
2018.
2018. Now, a phenomenal record and an even better video. Because you guys captured something that, like, and I think at the time I even talked to you about this, the relationship between London and New York City and the aesthetic and kind of the way the buildings look, the cultural mix, like the history. You guys captured all of that in a fire record.
Absolutely, man. The point was just like to give them a history lesson. It's like you got to realize New York architecturally is just really a replica of Great Britain and London.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were New Amsterdam.
That's right.
You know, and I think when you look at Central Park, you see a lot of, you know, Dutch influence. When you look at our bus system and telephones, that's just a contemporary version of what London is. And like, you know, our metropolitan landscaping and everything is all built off of what London is. And so just showing the cultures between it was just, it's so similar. Like, we was wearing Pooh Shiesties in 2000, 2001, ski masks with the Mermont. That they call it a Pooh Shiesty now. We was wearing that in 8th grade, 9th grade. They wearing that now, the roadmen call it, and they wear it with Nike Tech. You know, it's the same thing. Air Max 95s. Come on, that's a New York, like, heavy. They've been on that in London. You look at pictures of Bjork and Goldie walking around, he got on Stussy with the, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just been so much similarities, but they so far apart. I never really saw an artist bridge the gap, and that was just our goal, our main prerogative. And I think that's what we accomplished with that visual type shit. And the way that, you know, Skep paid homage to DMX, the late great DMX, and, you know, how it was just like, the snakes, the rat, the cat, you know? We just kind of, you know, mixed it in, and him not getting on and rapping like a typical British UK dude. Of course, his accent is his accent, but his flows were very much North American on that. And it just seamlessly blended so beautifully.
Y'all landed that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Let's jump back into Don't Be Dumb and you bringing worlds together.
For sure.
Because you got Boss Man D-Lo on here.
Yeah, Sauce Walker.
Yeah. Why did you make that connect on this record?
I felt like I kind of borrowed from, you know, like the brother Kanye West, how he was doing a record with DJ Toomp, and he just took Jeezy ad-libs and, I got money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that was kind of like that blueprint for building for that song, Stop Snitching. We took Boss Man D-Lo ad-libs and, you know, used it throughout the thing and gave Sauce Walker the verse that he walked on.
Yeah.
He
got busy.
walked it
Got
down.
busy.
Psh, bodied that.
So much ground to cover with you. But one of the most important things is me watching you become a father. You know, your growth as a human being. You always showed a level of intellect just by how much you study culture and art. And then apply that to your own hustle. That's, as I've watched you throughout the years, I always saw, oh, nah, he's studying. He's trying to apply things around him into his hustle. And he's not just doing things because it's easy. He's doing things because he wants to matter, and he wants to contribute to culture in a way that matters long term. That's what's important to him.
Wow.
Yeah, he want to get rich. Yeah, he want to make money. Yeah, he want to be fly. He want to do all the things, but he want to do it in a way that has vision.
That's crazy. You be seeing right through me and shit.
But whether it's you, whether it's Ferg, I know where y'all come from, right?
sure,
Like we
man.
all live in the city, so
sure, man.
not only that, but I try to do that with a lot of artists where it's like, oh, you don't really care about us, you care about you. And you care about what you could do for yourself using us. Then there's artists who care about us.
Yes,
and they care about how we look, and they care about how we're represented on the world stage, and they care about what this hip hop thing is done. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I don't expect everybody to be the same. But
For
when artists come along that really do care, I try to do my best to rally and support and do all the things. But then you see them become fathers.
Yeah, man.
Right? Mothers. And you see them, you know, try to take care of their family with their hustle and what the hustle has provided for them. Now you have a daughter. I'm a girl dad. So I don't have sons, but I would love for you to talk. Sons is one relationship.
For sure.
Daughters is another relationship for a dad. I'd love to hear from you on just how that feels for you at this point, because it's going to change and evolve and
For sure.
all the things, but just for now.
You know what? Thank you for, what you said prior, for identifying, like, people who differentiating, people who care, and, people who seemingly don't, And thank you for having me on here, Ebro.
Of course,
really
man.
and truly.
Yeah.
Man, being a girl dad, bro, it's made me so vulnerable. I love life, yo. And it's back to what you said earlier, man, and what you was hinting at. It's just like, we don't have a reason to be feuding and be unhappy, man. Like, life is good, bro. Being a dad, a protector, provider for a girl is way different than, boys. Granted, she's only 4 months, but just when she look at me, bro, I just be like, I melt inside, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already in love with her mother, so I'm falling in love all over again, and it's just like the respect I have for women is just growing. And I don't know if that's due to age and all that. I'm not trying to sit up here and sound like a saint, but I just got so much respect and props for mothers, for, what they go through, what they put their emotions through, and, the notions of everything, what their body go through, the changes, and then to have a daughter to have that same species, like, you know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling, bro.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to articulate.
It's difficult. Like, I could only, like, break it down to, like, increments of just being happy, joyful. It's
just pure love, man. It's
love, a
bro.
blessing, yo.
It's love.
It's love. And it's just like, I got nothing but love for the world. Like, so I'm so happy right now. I found out during trial, like, right after trial, like, damn, I'm about to have what? Right now? Like, they trying to give me 24 years. I'm about to have another one? Like a daughter? Yo, this is crazy. And it's just like,
the universe, man, God, man.
God is great. God is great, man. God is great, bro.
Good for you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Baby Rocky, man. She looked just like me. It's my twin. Yeah, she got all my looks. she the girl version of me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's dope. That's
She's
dope.
sweet.
So now, looking back, how much of a blessing is it also that you and Rihanna's relationship manifested the way that it did over the period of time that it did? Because y'all must know each other so well.
Yeah, man.
Y'all grew up as friends
For
and
sure.
kind of had like a
You
had a
remember.
thing here and there
For
and boom
sure.
bing bop, but then it
For sure.
became
Official tissue.
official, yeah. But that must be a blessing too. Do y'all get a chance to talk about?
We
like,
reflect on that all the time. Like, we laugh about the shit, you know, because it's like we got to spin the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to get my fun out the way. She got to get her fun out the way. Like, we spent the block and we reconnected at a really convenient time for both of us in our lives where we were open and ready for each other more than anything. And I think, like, a lot of people, I'm not trying to suggest people, if you've been in a toxic or crazy relationship and y'all broke up, you know, I'm not saying spin the block, go back to it, but like sometimes we do got instances where, yo, you let the right girl go. You know, you messed it up with the right one. Da 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 da. And maybe y'all met each other at a time where
it was, yeah.
you know, it wasn't
Yeah.
right for both of y'all. So us being able to like reconnect, we always kept a good friendship, mutual respect. She always supported me. She'd come out to like shows and events that I was having. I would go to her diamond ball and this like it was always love and support, you know what I mean? And just to really make each other, like, now we family. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Like, we family. Like, I love that girl to death, man, you know? Word.
Man, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
and maybe one day y'all will share some sort of, maybe y'all will write a movie or a book or something, some sort of like fictional, tale.
A rom-com.
Yeah, something, you know what I'm saying? And really like, have
Yo,
some fun
Issa
with
Rae,
it.
what up, man? Holla. What's up? You heard the man.
Yo, that'd be good. Would it be good though?
Yo, that'll be beautiful.
It would be beautiful.
That'll be beautiful.
Black love, like just a regular, love, fall
But
in
she
love,
clumsy
having
as
fun.
shit. She's clumsy by nature, so she be tripping for like we gotta throw all that in the shit, bro. She is fucking hilarious, bro. I joke on her all day. I bother her all day.
Well, and also too, y'all, and I'm sure anybody watching this in a relationship or newly having kids, the big, kind of work part is making sure that you don't lose the relationship while you're becoming parents.
For
Like,
sure,
like how do
man.
y'all still? And I'm sure, is that a conversation that y'all have? Like, yo, we got to go on a date, or do you still
sometimes
ask
if
out
I-
on a date? Like, yo, you got time to see
Yeah.
me this Saturday?
Yeah,
because
we-
she busy too.
Yo, it be like that, bro. Like, sometimes, like, even with this album, right? Like, she totally fell back and just, do your thing, baby. Like, I know you gotta be locked in for a couple months. Like, go ahead, get right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she was wild supportive, but you gotta spice it up. You gotta still date. You gotta still be friends. We roll dice, we play cards, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she a cheater. We be playing crazy eights. Like, shit really, it's real out there. Like, last night, shout outs Yams, ASAP Yams Day. We just had a whole crazy eights competition at his event.
I'm
You know what
glad y'all
saying?
still doing that, man.
Yeah, man, we gotta have fun. You gotta keep the fun going, because if not, what we doing then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit get miserable.
It gets tough. It
Yeah.
gets hard. Are you speaking of Yams Day? Now that you were able to get this body of work and kind of get reacclimated, family, all the things, and this next, I guess you're a new person. And
Yeah, man.
you're a dad now.
I'm born again.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
you're still the other people, but you've added new titles, new responsibilities.
For sure.
Do you get to double back with Ferg? Do y'all get to? What's that world get to look like moving forward?
I haven't seen Ferg in a minute, man. I'm gonna be totally honest. It's like I haven't even been living in New York. I think I always love Ferg.
Of course.
Ferg, he got a good heart. You know what I mean? I saw a couple interviews where he was just like he ain't ASAP and he dropped ASAP from from his name. That shit bothered me. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna hold it against him, and I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Y'all could probably it's
For sure.
it's fixable.
With me and him, for sure.
Always.
For sure.
that.
You know what I mean? But I'm just really locked in and focused on me right now.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
As I should be. I'm trying to put out like a great masterpiece, a body of work. The rollout has been amazing. The focus is there. It's a very focused album. And I want all components related to it to be cohesive. So, I feel like you know, when I get some time, me and my brother, we could talk, because
Yeah.
that's what we always been. We always been brothers. You know what I mean? But Ferg ain't never do no out of the ordinary shit to
He'll
me,
jump
to
out
where
the
I'd
window.
be like,
Yeah.
nah, I can't mess with this dude.
Yeah.
Unlike other people in ASAP, you know what I mean?
Touring this album, please. I know you're busy with movies and Chanel's and Ray-Bans and Parenthood. The list is long. Please tour this album so people can see it and feel it in the room.
Yeah, we going out in May.
Who comes on the tour?
Right now, I can only tell you like AUG members.
Okay.
People that's in AUG, you know.
Okay, all right.
On the label. But, you know, we still working out some of the like
Can the
creative
Brother
kinks.
Slay Squad pull up?
Oh, they on tour. That's
That's
they
happening.
AUG.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know
AUG.
who.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
know.
they family now. They locked in.
I didn't know. I
They
don't know.
locked in. It's
Okay.
AUG or nothing right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so they AUG. So they locked in.
What's
man.
AUG stand? Is that an acronym for what is that? What I knew.
So-
I
so-
thought it was closed.
So it is. So
Okay.
It's a.
But then what?
You sound like the prosecutor. He said, "What is AUG?"
What is AUG?
I told 12, shh, don't tell this nigga nothing. Don't say nothing. I almost
is
got
AUG?
15 years for that. Nah, the first rule of AUG is we never
don't talk
reveal
about
what AUG is.
All
And
right,
second
okay,
rule
fair
is, when in doubt, revert to the rule number one. Like, it's just a conglomerate. It's a creative conglomerate,
Okay.
record label, clothing fashion brand, creative incubator,
Yeah.
publishing company, like creative direction company. Like, we literally do creative direction for other artists. You know, I was working on Dirk stuff. I was working on Young Boy stuff. I was, you know, regardless if they decided to use it or not, like, you know, working on people that's
So it's
in
an agent. It's an agency. Pretty
For
much.
sure.
This is a
For sure. Creative
agency where
Yeah.
you're helping individuals package their situation up and get it looking right.
Absolutely, and creativity is what drives it, and creativity is first, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
sure.
Now, was it there? You was making furniture too for a second.
I still am.
What's that?
That's own made.
That's not all.
That's under
why.
That's under the umbrella.
See, that's why I said I thought it was clothes, because I wasn't sure if it was clothes or furniture,
It's
but it's
everything.
all the same shit.
Yeah, so AUG is the umbrella,
Got it.
you know, and it's just like all of these, like, you know, different branches and endeavors are just connected to it. So, for instance, the furniture line, which is own made, the jewelry line, Pave and Theo, the record label, AUG, you know, the production company for videos, AUG Production, like, you know, we got a bunch of just different legs and tentacles.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah, man.
How do you balance all that? Like, how do you prioritize or balance or carve out what's the focus when you got all of that shit going on?
That's the key. Just finding balance with it. Like, you know, I'm a Libra, so I'm big on balance. Prioritizing is probably like 50% of what we do. You know, figuring out, all right, what's important, how to make it work, how to reach deadlines and execute to a certain degree. So I'm not gonna make it sound like it's a walk in the park, but
it's
it's
and
difficult.
based on the first rule of AUG, I can't ask who's we.
Nah, you could ask.
I can know who we is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like, my creative director at AUG is a brother named Robert Gallardo, you know, and it's a bunch of people that's in AUG. My brother ASAP Lou is a bunch of people, you know. ASAP Nas is signed.
Shout out to Nas, man.
Yeah, he signed to AUG and Playboy Cardi's label Opium, and we got a JV. You know, Playboy Cardi is signed to AUG. Like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's just, it's home and it's a brotherhood, you know. But besides that, it's like we got a bunch of creatives and that's behind the scenes that really get this thing going. And shout outs to all of them. Like, we're synonymous for creativity, but we want to remain anonymous. And I think for the most part, being that I'm at the forefront of it, people always associate ASAP Rocky to AUG, obviously, because I'm the CEO of it or whatever and the creator. But it's really the people that's behind the scenes that's keeping the wheels turning and stuff like that, and wheels rolling. Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. I don't think I can keep you much longer. I done had a lot of time with ASAP Rocky, and as we've discussed, he's a parent as well as all these other endeavors. So, I mean, I could keep asking him questions because this individual is highly successful, and we've had the pleasure of having a front row seat in many ways to your professional life and your creative
sir.
endeavors. So we appreciate you sharing with us, man.
Man,
For sure.
Thank you for having me, Ebro.
Yeah, of course. Now, one last piece.
Talk to me.
Many people have, I mean, you have a song here called Stole Your Flow. Robbery is another one on here.
Penal code.
You're clearly talking about no trespassing. You're clearly talking about individuals infringing on your area, your space, as well as taking. When that happens and you see somebody now wearing, pearls in their hair, or you see somebody, doing the whole aesthetic, individuals have had a lot of success taking things that you planted seeds on early on.
For sure.
Do you go, no, I see why. If I was them, I would jack swag too, or do you get irritated by it?
I used to get irritated, like I'm talking about early on, because I had some growing to do.
Yeah.
I used to get irritated when other artists would do it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it just clicked for me, and I was just like, how am I gonna get irritated, man? I feel like when people kind of like, imitation is the best form of flattery, and it's a blessing that, like, it's just go to show, I do got good taste, and I'm doing something right. But now in my life, bro, I'm 37 years old. I think it's kind of pretty petty to be like, to the masses, like, I'm blessed that they fuck with what I'm doing, or that they agree, like, yo, that's fire. I do it for that reason. You know what I mean? And nothing is new under the sun. Somebody inspired me.
That's right.
People inspired me. And that'll hurt me if, the people I looked up to, my superheroes, was to shit on me, like, yo, get off my style, get off my dick. You know what I'm saying? That shit that'll crush me. So I had to put myself in I had to reassess it and look at it from, I see the disposition, but it's like, nah, I fuck with that. That's actually dope. And then, like, especially when they do it better, I'm like, that's fire. You know what? I can't even be mad at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Growth.
But it's the ones that's like, this my style, and he took my, that's who I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't accuse me of stealing from, like, what's going on here? Like,
ASAP Rocky, don't be dumb. Go get the project.